Ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy back at it again. Hey, I'm dropping new beats every time, baby. Let's go. You got to stay fresh at all times. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Rico Report, brought to you by the Buffalo Fanatics. That's how we do. Welcome to a Tuesday night edition. You guys are probably wondering, what the heck is there more to talk about, man? We beat the damn drum every single week about these damn Bills. Nothing's happened. The draft is gone. Free agency's over with. What is there more to talk about? I mean, shit, this is where the dog days don't mean anything to guys that, want to create content for Bills fans, right? There's always something to talk about. And I got to bring it to you guys. So, folks, welcome to another edition of the Rico Report. We got some things to talk about, man. We definitely do. Big season up ahead. We've got big things that we want to get done. We've got big dubs to get. And at the end of the day, we want to win the damn championship. And this is the biggest window we have. So let's take full advantage of it. Let me fix my mic. So, folks, welcome to the show. We can talk about how cool Bills fans are. Oh, we do, because I got to bring a few things up. Right? We talked about the stadium talk, right? Stadium talk is cool. But what about the fans in the stands? Do we have any goons in the stands? I got to bring that up because Phoenix Suns had a game and my man was like Suns in 4 and was beating down cats. Let's talk about it. Folks, it's the Rico Report. I kind of like that intro. Shout out to the Bills Mafia. Shout out to the Buffalo Fanatics. And shout out to Bills fans all over the damn place, man. From East Coast to West Coast, international, overseas, all of that, because we represent Bills Mafia heavy. We represent Bills Mafia heavy. So let's get into some fun chatter. We all have been, I can't say we all. A good chunk of us have been to Bills games. And we've been to away games. I haven't. I'd like to at one point. But there's always a individual that wants to bump his gums a little bit too much. A little too much. And I wonder how y'all feel about that, because we've been part of games where we won and the opposition is still chirping in the stands, or we've lost and they're chirping. Have you guys ever been a part of, or have you ever been in a situation where you saw a fight break out and we came out on top? Because I'm going to tell you, man, if you guys don't pay attention to basketball, the Suns are red hot right now. The Phoenix Suns are red hot. Red hot like my girl, Don Keith. What's up, Don? I put you, Don was being courted. I can feel you're blushing right now. Salute to my guy, John DeMarchi, Travis Sinnett, AK Cash. What's happening, man? The whole group is in here. Matt Soda, I see you, man. Richard Rush, Double Law, Sheldon Cole. What's good, everybody? So let's get into it, folks. Have you guys been a part of a fight where you personally were being, chirped on at a Bills game, whether it was at the tailgate, whether it was in the stands? I'm curious, because if you guys aren't familiar, Suns game is going on. Denver Nuggets fan is walking by chirping, They're about to say, say goodbye. And one guy was chirping. And one of the most disrespectful things someone can do is spit on someone, slam a door in someone's face, hang up on someone. And another one is spilling beer or liquor. What disrespect is that? If I'm at a Bills game and somebody decided to have the nerve and the balls to just pour beer, fam, we throwing hands. I don't care how big you are, man. We throwing hands. If I take that L, I'll take that L. But nah, you're not about to do that to me. So here comes this Denver Nuggets fan. What's up, Brian Bowers? dumps a beer over this fan that's just trying to have a good time. And then not only that, the guy that pours the beer over the Suns fan that's about to wave bye-bye to the Nuggets fan turns around like he's distracted and tries to sucker punch the Suns fan. Suns fan was ready for it. And was he ever? Grabs my man, gives it to him good. And then he's talking ish to the other dude. Yo, come get your mans. Oh, I'm not done. Bop, 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 bop. Sends him off. Have you guys ever been part of that at New Era Field Stadium, Highmark Stadium? I'd like to hear stories. Because there's some foolishness that goes on, man. When liquor gets in the system, boy, oh boy, people get brave. People get brave. But I'd like to think that Bills fans are stand-up individuals, and we don't fight. You know what I'm saying? We just like to have a good time. We have a few drinks to get the game going, and then we get it popping, right? Have a good old time. Shout out to my guy Matt Soda. Matt Soda says, "Yo, I watched 2 Jets fans fight each other at MetLife Stadium." Now, see, you can't fight each other. That's just foolishness. What are you fighting for? What are we fighting for? Unless our team is that much terrible, and I'm saying our team sucks, and you're like, no, you should root for your team. Man, be quiet. Fight. Grown adults fighting. Ugh. But don't spill beer over someone. Golly. Anyway, just wanted to get that off my chest, man. So, folks, how are you guys? We got some things to talk about, man. We got some signings to talk about. My girl Don Key says, hey, I admit I am the chipper, but I hate the bullies. Okay. I loathe these idiots who throw stuff, and if you spit on me, I'm probably going to jail. Oh, I'm right next to you. We're going to jail together, my girl. Not happening. You're not about to disrespect me like that. No way, no how. My man caught the hands for real. That is facts. So, shout out to my guy Dave Money Tilton. I see you, kid. So let's get to it, boys. We have made a signing. 2, actually. Eli Ankou. You guys probably like, who? What? Let me tell you something. Eli Ankou is from my hometown of Ottawa, Ontario, Canada. I hate that we have to say Ottawa, Ontario, Canada. It's trash. Everybody else has just like, Toronto. Everybody knows Toronto, Canada. You know what I'm saying? Buffalo, New York. You feel me? Like, we got to go Ottawa, Ontario, Canada. Man, that's some trash. But anyway, he is from the hometown. And it's very rare that any of us out of Canada can get out of the country and really go and get scholarships and really propel ourselves. Now is the best time ever. We've got Canadians all over the damn place. We got another Ottawa native right now on the Dallas Cowboys, Neville Gallimore, doing his big thing. Shout out to my guy. I'm going to try to get him on the show. I know his big brother. We played ball back in the day, high school ball. Eli Ankou, I'm going to try to get him on the show as well because he's been part of camps that my boy that we played with a long time ago got the hookup. So I'm going to try to get my man Eli, onto the show. Big defensive tackle, 6'5", big boy. I think 6'4"? He's a big fella. So we're going to bring some bodies to camp, and hopefully, you know what I mean, we might find a budding star that just fits our system. I'm going to tell you, man, Justin Walker's got it damn pat. He's got it down pat. Canada has talent, 100%. It's just that we get glossed over, rightfully so. Because, I mean, you Americans, man, I don't know what y'all eat down there, man. But y'all eat, breathe, sleep football. Over here, it's a little more like hockey. Maybe then soccer, then football. Sprinkle in some baseball as well. It's just we're all over the place. Well, hockey is our main thing. I don't do hockey. But that being said, we've got a big boy coming to camp. And I anticipate a good battle. He's going to push. He's going to push some people. I don't know how far he's going to take it, but he's going to push. Because, I mean, we didn't really address the big boy position in the middle. We didn't. We kind of let that slide a little bit. But we do have the talent on the team. But we're going to find out what's really good. Shout out to my guy, Burtis. Burtis says, hey, let's address the elephant in the room. We want more Math Bomb, and we want him now. He was a great guest. Great work, Rico. I appreciate that, man. I might get my guy, Math Bomb, later on. I know he's recovering. He's been in the hospital a little bit, so I got to let him, you know what I'm saying, get healthy, get health back on track, and then we can start the collab game once again. Shout out to my guy, Jeff King. Jeff King says, Raiders playoff game 1990, down by 50 at the end of the game. Still talking shit at the beer stand. People should know when they're conquered. But a beating transpired. A necessary thing sometimes. Sometimes some people just need a wake-up call. You know what I'm saying? You're going to get one of these, and you're going to get one of these. You know what I mean? And we're gonna put it together. But, let's try not to. So, sixth, John DeMarchi, I see you, John DeMarchi. I know you like my man, Matt Bomb. But Gary Seal says, 6'3", 325. That's a heavy boy. That's a heavy boy. He's coming. He's bringing the beef. Pause. He's bringing the beef. So we're going to find out how that works in camp. He might be one of those guys that sneaks onto the roster or the practice squad, more likely. And listen, you just never know. So shout out to my guy, Ellie Uncle. We're going to try to get him onto the show. Best believe that. We made another signing, though. Sneaky, sneaky Bills. We made another signing. Nasir Jones. I like that. I bet you his parents were big Nas fans. They've got to be. They must have been big Nas fans if you're going to name your son Nasir Jones. I like it. But big Nasir Jones, 6'5", 310, 315. Big fella. Former third-round pick. He's been in the league. He's been a couple places. Drafted by Seattle. Couple sacks in his career. You know what I mean? A few tackles here and there. Depth player. Rotational. That's perfect. Bring him to Buffalo because that's what we do. Rotational basis. But at the end of the day, we're adding to make this team better. And I'm with it. I'm with the shits. I totally am. Now, let's move around the league. Let's move around the league. Now, before we do move around the league, what does a guy like Nasir Jones and what does a guy like Eli Ankou bring to the table? Because one thing that we've been missing, is that push up the middle. The push up the middle. That's something that we've lacked, and we need to get that back. And I'm hoping that we can stay stout. Star Latulile's back. Hopefully that gives us a big boost. So maybe we find a gem in Nasir Jones that fits our system, or in Eli Ankou. Ellie, excuse me. So we're about to find out what's really made of our guy from UCLA, former UCLA player. We'll have a chance to try to sit down with him. I like it, man. It's a big boy, man. So hopefully that's something that we needed. And I'm surprised we didn't address it. Draft or free agency, but hey, we got Star back, so maybe that's all we needed. Look at that hustle. I love it. So, folks, new signees, Ellie Ankou and our guy Nasir Jones. Let's go. Good job, Bills. Good job. Now, here's the deal. I move around the league, and I see certain people working out and getting in shape. But there's always one player in the league that just has a very unorthodox way of training. This player always gets ripped for it. Do you guys know who I'm talking about? He's a quarterback, unorthodox way of training. Whatever works for him. He's had success in the league. He's about to get into a position to really propel his career, see where his career is going. That's Jameis Winston. I want you guys to have a look at this. What are your thoughts on this?
5, 3, 2, 4, 6, 1, 3, 4, 5, 0, 1, 2, 4, 6.
So most people were like, what in the heck is that? What was that? What was that? Now, I will say this, though. A lot of folks will want to trash Jameis Winston for his style of training. But whatever works for you has to. One thing I will notice is he's leaned out. He's leaned out. But you can't hate on him. Because there's a lot of what we call trash There's a lot of trash in the pocket, right? There's a lot of things, moving parts, people on the floor, people batting at your hands and stuff. So to me, that's accurate of what happens in the pocket. You've got to move around. I mean, he's not as smooth as some of the as your Josh Allens, as your Aaron Rodgers, your Tom Brady. Tom Brady's is smooth in the pocket. My goodness, that boy can move, man. Jameis Winston, on the other hand, a little unorthodox. But I will say this though: don't knock the man. He's working. He's trying. A little different, but maybe he has a monster year. Maybe he has a monster year. We'll see. We'll see how the Saints play this year. We're gonna find out. So, what I wanted to get into this show, guys, was 3 players that I feel are that need to be the pillar going to 2021. All right, and I think that's extremely important that we talk about this, because when you're sitting here with big time players on this team, roster is pretty solid. You want to ask yourself, okay, what are we doing? What are we doing here? How are we going to get where we need to get to? Who needs to step up? It's not about this person was trash and he didn't play well. It's more so that who's going to lead? Who's going to be the leader? I've got 3 players on this squad that I feel that needs to step up in leadership, but more so step up with their play on field. Not that it was terrible, but they've got to elevate their game. They've got to elevate, because in my opinion, with these 3 players elevating their game, there won't be any stopping the Bills. And I sincerely mean that. I sincerely mean that. They will not stop the Bills. These players need to step their game up. And I got to give a shout out to my guy, Jeff King. Jeff King comes in and says, listen, anybody who comes on here and wants to see somebody fail in life at their dreams, you may want to take a long look at your own character flaws. Ooh, we don't play games. We don't play games. That's facts. You got to love people that come in and start criticizing. Right now, my guy Ben Simmons is getting trashed. Rightfully so. You are supposed to be the second best player on your team. You're being paid $146 million over the next 4 years. You're facing elimination. 7-game series, and in those 7 games, you score nothing. You don't even take it to the rack. You're 0 for 1, 0 for 0, 0 for 1, 0 for 2. Fam, what's going on? I can't understand it. And right now, he is getting dragged. He is getting dragged right now. And some people are coming to his defense. Guys, sometimes it happens, but he's going to learn from this. Just like us. We're going to learn from this. We lose to the freaking Chiefs. We'll learn from this, and you best believe we will. And that's what brings me back into the 3 pillars. Who are the 3 pillars on this team that I feel that I need them to step their game up in terms of leadership, in terms of their statistical play? I don't want to call it statistical play, but I'm going to go there. I will go there. And I'll start with my number 1 player right now. That's Micah Hyde. You guys have heard me before and how I speak of Micah Hyde. I like Micah Hyde. I think he's solid. I think we have the best, if not the best, tandem of safeties in the game in Jordan Poyer and Micah Hyde. But when I look at Micah Hyde's statistics and what I need from him, the most important one as my free safety, I got 1 interception. 1 interception. And this is the guy that when he first came into the league, when he came into our team, his first year, 5 interceptions his first year? I'm going to try to look back to see what his statistics are showing me. Yeah, 5 interceptions his first year, 2 interceptions the next, 1-1. I need 2017 Micah Hyde back, right? 5 picks, 82 tackles. That's the guy that I need back. That's gonna make us have a way better opportunity to make it right back to where we need to be, especially with facing guys like Pat Mahomes. Take away that middle field. Force these guys or bait these guys, you know what I'm saying, and taking that ball away. I just feel that we didn't take the ball away enough in the air last year. And for me, it starts with one of the biggest leaders on our team. And I do not doubt his leadership. Trust me when I tell you that. Statistically is where I feel that we need more from him in taking the ball away. And it's no slight against Micah Hyde. I just remember the Micah Hyde that was getting us 5 picks and saying, what now? And if he steps his game up in terms of that, in that department, dude, our defense is legit. I mean, we are already legit, but our defense takes a major step forward. Major step forward. True to hearts. Free safeties literally have the most boring job on the field. This presence is why teams don't throw deep on us. Rico, he good. He has a reputation. Now less opportunities. I guess I want a little more aggressiveness. Nothing wrong with that. And how are you going to say it's the most boring position on the field? I don't understand that. Most boring position on the field. Yo, free safety? I mean, I guess you would have had to play it. But free safety, man, you see it all. You see it all. You can kind of almost deter what a quarterback is going to do. And Micah Hyde does a good job of that. What I want from Micah Hyde is the takeaway. Take that shit away. Be there. And again, no slight. The guy's a baller. He can play. There's no question about that. That's why we have the best tandem in the game. But I want more takeaways from my free safety. And if we get those takeaways and we put the ball back in Allen's hands, fam, we're torching every team we face. You keep giving the ball back to Allen, game over for every team. But we got to take the ball away. And I feel that we didn't take the ball away enough in the air last year. So that's number one. That's my guy, Micah Hyde. Number 2, one of the highest paid players at his position in the game. Who do you think I'm referring to? Talk to me. What are your guesses? Let me talk to you guys. Mitch Morse. Mitch Morse, one of the highest paid centers in the game. Shout out to you, Dave. I appreciate you. Has a history of concussions, unfortunately. You don't want to ever see that. You don't want to hear that. But here it is. I feel like that's the another player that I feel that leadership and ability on his end will propel us heavy. Pass game, run game, all of that. John DeMarchi. When Josh Allen, year 2, lost at Houston, people ripped him for trying to do too much. Fair. If you saw the Sixers, you saw Star shrink and not even try to do anything. Josh, 5-1, TD to interception in playoff last year. He's a dog. You best believe it. Ben Simmons, man. That boy can't shoot. He can't hit free throws. Like, what are you doing in the offseason? That's what it comes down to. What are you doing in the offseason? Allegedly, the team is offering them their shooting coach, and he's like, nah, I got my own shooting coach. You know who his shooting coach is? And I don't know how truthful this is. His brother. And I get it. You want to keep your family close and all that good stuff. But if the team is giving you their shooting coach, and we've been watching you the last 2, 3 years, 4 years, and we haven't seen a damn change, holy, something's got to go. Something's got to give. But anyway, back to Mitch Morse. Second guy on the team that I feel doesn't lack the leadership. He's the leader. He's one of our leaders on the squad. But I think I need to see more from him, right? Pass block, 71.1 grade. Run block, 59.6. 21st overall, and that's one of our highest paid centers in the game. We paid big money for this man. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with me asking for more from my guy, Mitch Morse. Number 1, try to stay healthy. That's the biggest one. Stay healthy. You know what I'm saying? Do what you must to kind of avoid I mean, it's so hard. You can't even say that because the game is so quick. It's bang bang. But for one of the highest paid centers in the game, and for what I've seen from Mitch Morse and the time he's been on the field, there's sometimes I see him getting blown up. But I've seen him reach. I've seen him climb the pocket. I've seen him go to linebackers and create holes. I've seen that. That's the guy that we need consistently all year. Because if he improves upon his 71.1 grade pass block, his 59.6 grade at run block, he's our middle guy, the guy in the middle of this offensive line, you best believe our offense dramatically will get better on the offensive side of the ball. And it sounds crazy for me to say that because, Rico, we're the number 2 scoring offense last year. What are you talking about? Totally get that. Totally. It sounds crazy for me to say that. But imagine the balance that we would have if he improves on the run block grade. We have Matt Breida in the backfield. We got Antonio Williams. We got Devin Singletary that's looking like he's ready to take a big leap. And then you got Zach Moss. My man Tip Money says he is certainly a better pass blocker than run. Mitch needs better guards next to him. But if he improves his play, these guys got to step up. The leadership starts in the middle. You can't remain. You can't just stay stagnant and just be that. Like, we've got to start moving up. And that 59 grade stands out to me. If we want to be a balanced team where we just can't keep throwing the ball and we got to run the ball, we got to get better at opening the freaking gaps, opening the holes, man, getting push. Letting these dogs in the backfield do what they do. Take less pressure off of Josh Allen. I mean, you guys watched the games last year. The run game was pedestrian. And a lot has to do with the rotation of freaking guards. 100%. Ain't nobody going to tell you no different. Nobody's going to tell you any different. We have the same guys on the field, but all at the same time, that 59.6 grade, that's got to step up. And if it does improve, even by 5, 6 points, 7, if that, even if he's at a 71 on pass block and run block, we are that much better in the backfield and more balanced offensively. No slight on Mitch Morse. We brought him here for a reason. But that's one big pillar that I'm looking at that I feel I'm going to need you to step up. So, first pillar, Micah Hyde. Second pillar, Mitch Morse. And this is what I wanted to do. I wanted to get what you guys wanted. I need your input on the third pillar. Who do you guys have as the third pillar? As the one individual that feel like, you know what, this guy could step up. That's the one guy. And it's not that it's like he had a terrible year. This person did not have a terrible year. It's one that if he elevates his game, takes it to the next level, our team is that much better. That's what I'm looking for. What do you guys thought? What are your thoughts? While you guys are giving me the comments and chiming in the comments, let me read my guy John DeMarchi's statement. What makes Brady and Jordan GOAT is they want the big moment. Josh does. Diggs does. And it's rare and it's awesome. You're damn right. Bring me all the smoke. I want the big moment, and I'm not wasting any time. Put me in that position. And I'm all for it. So I asked you guys who you feel is someone that needs to step up in terms of elevating their game. And not because they were terrible last year. I got to make very clear. It's just that if they just tap into that Mamba mentality, our team is disgusting. Who is that one player? And I want to get everyone's input. I want to get your input on this. Chris S. says Edmonds. John Herring, my guy John Herring says Tremaine Edmonds. Troy Gabrielson. Edmonds. Gary Seals gives me Addison. This is interesting. Sheldon Cole says Cody Ford or Ed Oliver. I like that. I actually like that Cody Ford one. I really like that Cody Ford one. Singletary. So here's the deal. I didn't pick a third person. I wanted the engagement from you guys. So at least I can speak on, in my opinion, on the players that you guys have spoken on. So I saw two names that stood out to me. Two names that stood out to me very much so. One of them being Tremaine Edmonds. We already know how athletically freaky Tremaine Edmonds is. 6'5", 250, runs what, 4'5", 40. Sideline to sideline speed. Big fella, not afraid of contact. Can run with the best of them. The guy's just an athletic freak. It's very rare that you see a linebacker built like that. And I can go sideline to sideline as the speed that this man has. And in my opinion, Edmonds has so much potential to grow, so much. And I think we all share that. And if he taps into that, man, he'll outshine Matt Milano. He'll outshine Ed Oliver. Because, like, you have a stud of a linebacker, like a Luke Kuechly type linebacker that's a game changer, that can see the play where it's going before it gets there, set his guys up. He's already somewhat there. Who was it that I was speaking to? Was it Matakevich, Tyler Matakevich? I mean, I'm not even trying to stunt here, but I've spoken to a lot of the players on the team. I'm trying to figure out which one of these players said it. But they mentioned, I think it was Matakevich, Tyler Matakevich. They mentioned how big time of a leader Tremaine Edmonds is. That boy's a leader. He's a dog. He gets people in place, and you love hearing that. You love hearing that. And if he just taps in to that potential that this boy has, holy, this defense, along with Micah Hyde on the back end, taking care of all that stuff, letting the dogs loose on the quarterback, fam, this defense is going to be a nasty defense. This defense is going to be a nasty defense. Tremaine Edmonds, I don't like Trey. I like Tremaine Edmonds, man. We're paying him big money on that fifth year option. Was it $12 million? We want to see more from him. I think the team believes in him. I mean, I know. The team believes in him. That's why they brought him back. But we need that gear flipped this year. You saw how close we got to making it to the Super Bowl. And I tell you right now, man, if we made it to the Super Bowl, we would have gave a good run, like the Bucs, a good run for their money. We would have gave them a good run for their money. I honestly believe that. Going up against Tom Brady, you know how extra motivated we would have been to go up against a Tom Brady? But there are certain things that we didn't take care of in the previous game. And those are the things that we got to clean up. We got to clean up the run game. To me, that starts with Mitch Morse, right up in the middle. That 59.6 run grade is just not going to cut it for one of the best freaking centers in the game. Taking the ball away with Micah Hyde. Take the ball away, put the ball back in Josh Allen's hands. And then you got your sideline to sideline beast in Tremaine Edmonds. If that boy steps up, no running back is going to outrun him. Sideline to sideline. He'll meet you there. Get his instincts up. Knowing where the play is going, setting his guys up. Sky's the limit for this damn defense. Sky's the limit. Here's another one. You guys mentioned Cody Ford. You guys already know how I feel about Cody Ford. Now, it's an interesting one because you guys mentioned Cody Ford, and it's a very interesting one. Because when you look at a guy like Cody Ford, where there's a whole bunch of question marks around him, you want him to succeed because he's on your team. He dons a Bills uniform. So you don't want him to not have a good year. You want him to have a great year. But he's got so many question marks surrounding him. Injuries, right? Never finding a home. He started at right tackle, then moved to right guard. Now he's moved all the way over to the left guard. Didn't have a full year at left guard, in and out of the lineup. So he's got a lot on his plate this coming season. And if one player can elevate their game to the potential that we saw him out of Oklahoma coming over to the NFL, and if he can tap into that, fam, Deion Dawkins, Cody Ford, if Mitch Morse gets his act together, Feliciano comes in and starts mauling, do what he does, and Darrell Williams with his newly fresh contract, we could do some big things on that line. Continuity starts with continuity first, and our big players stepping their game up. And that big question mark needs to be erased by Cody Ford. He needs to erase that. Because Forrest Lamp is on your ass. He's going to be competing for that spot. So this is where competition is going to breed a lot of stuff out of Cody Ford. Can he step up to the challenge? I guess that's the question. Can he step up to the challenge? Super key. Chris S says, Rico, what specifically does Edmonds need to improve? Head, heart, or skills? That's a great question. Skill-wise, he's a skillful player. He's a very skillful player. If anything, and it's not a slight on him, it'd be just the head, right? Because he's now going into what, 5th year? You've seen. I don't want to say you've seen enough in the league, but you've seen enough offenses in the league. You know how to comport yourself. You're in the same defense. So like this is where nothing's changed. This is where you got to step up now. You know the playbook. Play fast. Now I understand that he was mulling through an injury last year, and you just can't be the same player when you're injured. So I totally get that part. But boy, when that boy taps in and mentally he's there and can play fast, game over. Edmonds can be a scary cat. And I think that's what Bills front office is waiting for. That's why they brought him back. They see it. They're like, yo, if he can tap into that, man, we got ourselves a gem. And he's still young. And I know a lot of people are like, yo, man, we can't keep using that age as the freaking thing, man. You got it or you don't. Sometimes it just takes someone a little longer for it to click in. So maybe this is the year that it clicks in. And maybe there's a little bit of motivation. 5th-year option brought in. What are we doing? Are you going to get that long term? Or are we going to let you walk after the 5th year? I mean, we just signed Milano to a long-term deal. This will be very interesting. But I'm going to tell you right now, man, the one person that I'm paying a lot of attention to, especially watching that Kansas City game, is the interior of the line. Because Chris Jones absolutely handled us. We had no answer for him in the first meetup, and we had no answer for him in the second meetup. He absolutely owned our interior line. We could not establish a run. We had Allen just dipping and dodging and rolling left and rolling right. We need more stout play from our center and guard up front. Because you're going up against the elite of elites in Chris Jones. And you're going to face him again. So that's what we need. We absolutely need big boys up front and the mental game to be tapped in with your physical, and let's freaking roll. We're going to have another successful season. But at the end of the day, what counts is when we get into the playoffs, the big dance. And if we didn't bring our dancing shoes, we're going to be in trouble. We're going to be on skates. We can't have that. We really can't. So the 3 pillars, I let you guys choose a third. For me, it was Micah Hyde. Taps in, next level. And what specifically that I want from Micah Hyde is that turnover. I need takeaways. Take away Hyde. Second player, Mitch Morse. That's my main guy. I need a big step up from him. Steady. Stay on the field all day, improve on that run, and let's go. And then thirdly, I let you guys pick Cody Ford, Tremaine Edmonds. I kind of like those two. And I'm going to add another one because I see a lot of people talking about this one, Ed Oliver. And I've already chosen Ed Oliver as the guy that I feel is going to step up the biggest this year. I think that with him going back to him going back to his original position of 3-tech. My guy Latulele is back. Hopefully, we can let Ed loose. We can let Ed loose. Somebody, my man Tilt, he says, for sure, we'll be fascinated to see what happens behind Ed and Star. But with Zimmer, Butler, Phillips, maybe even throwing FA into the mix, can't wait to see who shines in camp. That is a whole nother ballgame. That's a whole nother ballgame, man, because that is going to be something to watch. That competition and how many guys we keep on the defensive front, holy. The air raid guys on Twitter had a poll. They put a poll out there and said, hey, cut 4 guys out of all those defensive linemen, and I could not come to a decision. I couldn't. It was either I'm cutting Addison or I was cutting Zimmer, which I really like Zimmer. I think there's a lot of potential in Zimmer. But Star Latulele is back. You can't cut Star Latulele. There's no point. You brought him back for a reason. So it is going to be a tough gig. It's going to be a tough gig. This is where I do not wish to be part of that front office having to make decisions. By the way, shout out to Brian Cox Jr. Brian Cox sustained a Achilles injury. I think he ruptured his Achilles, and that you never want to do. You never want to do. Not fun. Sean Cole says, but Rico, Sean McDermott has been putting great team together for a minute now. I'm not worried anymore. You don't worry about what McDermott puts together. He puts together a great team. It's about it coming together. It's got to come together. Some guys got to put it together individually. They mesh well with one another. That's fantastic. But I'm waiting for guys to tap in individually, where they now have to step their game up in terms of getting to taking away the ball in Micah Hyde and getting push and improving your run game, your run blocking, right? Cody Ford staying on the field, getting his craft down, needing that mauler on one side and having another mauler on the other side with Feliciano. We need that. Those are things I'm talking about, right? My man Tim said, but Rico, remember that show when we went back and forth like 10 times on DLs? Fam, it is so damn difficult. It really is, man. If I could pull up the graphic and show y'all, man, it's craziness. We have not, what was it, like 14 guys that we got to go through? 13 guys? And we're keeping maybe 9, maybe 10. And if we do keep 10 linemen, we're cutting a linebacker or we're cutting a corner or we're cutting somewhere else. In the last few years, I think we've kept 9 defensive linemen, 8 to 9. I think the magic number is 9. F.A. Obata apparently is making a couple, you know what I mean? He's standing out. Zimmer last year had some big plays. That boy's motor runs hot. Or are we just in love with the hype? And we just need to be like, yo, just quiet down. Mike Love is officially like he's healthy. Who knows what Mike Love's gonna do in camp? Bam Johnson is a special team ace, long arms, great potential. You can't cut him. We just drafted Rousseau. We just drafted Boogie Basham. Yo, man, this front office has a tough job to do this offseason. Obata needs to work more on his sacks. I'm going to say sack. Are you talking about sacks? Well, Obata is raw, man. Obata definitely is raw. Shout out to the wifey. Wifey says, yo, I'm stealing that hoodie. What's mine is yours, babe. But I'm going to tell you, man, these guys got a hard job to do. Let me show you guys a graphic real quick. Because we talk about not getting to the quarterback, right? Look at this graphic real quick. The fastest time to pressure in seconds in 2020. Obviously, with a guy like Aaron Donald, you're going to get to the quarterback in no time. 2.48. The defensive front, the Tampa Bay that the Tampa Bay Bucks donned this year was solid. Jaguars, nice front, fast front. I'm surprised the freaking Texans were even close to this thing. And then look at that. Look at the Bills rounding out the top 5. So what does that tell you, folks? We're getting to the quarterback, but we're just not finishing. We're not finishing. Could you imagine? You and your lady, you're hanging out. I know I always go inappropriate. My wife's like, yo, why? Why do you have to do this? Because that's who I am, damn it. Can you imagine? You and your lady are hanging out. You get all warmed up. You're ready to go. And right when she's about to finish, you're like, gotta go. What? That's what it feels like. You're about to get the quarterback and you don't finish. Come on, man. Gotta finish. Don't we all want to finish? Isn't that the end game? Isn't that the end result? We must finish. I'm just keeping it a buck. So hopefully this year we learn how to finish. And I hope that you guys heed the words that I'm saying and you guys learn to finish yourselves. Or finish yourselves off. But finish. And don't finish before the other. Don't be selfish. And in this case, I need Jerry Hughes to finish. Mario Addison, golly, finish. That Cardinals game doesn't even happen if you finish. We just didn't finish enough. We got to start finishing all over these cats, man. I don't care if it's messy or not. Just finish. Yo, I try to keep a straight face there. I'm sorry. But goddamn, man, when you... My man, yo, Tilt Money says, yo, Tilt, you stupid. Oh, see, my wife says, yo, if she doesn't finish, we're divorced. She's right. And guess what? If you don't finish, you're getting cut. You got to finish. I can't believe I just went there. But you guys catch my drift. We must finish. It's not about just getting to the quarterback. You can get there all you want, but if he's avoiding you and moving to the pocket and getting rid of the ball and gaining another 15 yards, man, all that for what? We got to finish, folks. And if it's messy, so be it. They can clean it up later. Sorry, I had to go there. Truth to hearts. Rico, I think pressure is a great area. It's a great area to start. It's a gray area stat. Excuse me. Look how terrible the Texans and Jaguars defense was. So what calculates pressure? If the quarterback moves, I look back and I don't see a lot of pressure. Well, here's the thing. The minute that you have to alter the route of your quarterback or of the opposing offense's quarterback, and you've rushed this individual, that's pressure. You got there. But like, what's the point of getting there and running right by him? Let me give you an example. Jerry Hughes is notorious for this stuff. I never understand. I don't know if it's part of his repertoire. He does it on purpose to set up, him getting sacks. But like, how many times have we seen Jerry Hughes just loop all the way around? All the way around. And I don't know, maybe it's strategic. Well, I'll go around Addison, you cut in short, you cut in like nice and tight. And then the quarterback's going to have to make a decision. And if he loops around, I'll get him on the back end. If he tries to cut in, you get him. I don't know if that's the case, right? But man, how often do you see Jerry Hughes go all the way around? And what the tackle does, the tackle puts his hand on his hip and rides him all the way out. All the quarterback has to do is step up in the pocket, deliver. Great pressure. But guess what? We didn't finish. Finish. Shit. You got to. You got to finish, man. And if you're not finishing, work on new moves. Fellas, if you aren't getting your lady where she needs to be, work on new moves. Because the old moves weren't working. That's a pretty good analogy, actually. Hey, ladies, you too. You're not off the hook. If you're he's not finishing, work on new stuff, man. Pass rushers. Work on new stuff. If it's not working, obviously. But who am I to speak on? I'm just a spectator. But I do see it. I'm just saying, folks. You think Russo and Basham can finish? That sounds funny. Chris, that just sounds funny. Hopefully they can finish. Goddamn it! I'm telling you right now, man. The theme for the Bills front this year is finish. That's it. I don't want to hear nothing about anything else. Finish. And when I mean finish, that means get to the quarterback and bring him down. Get to the quarterback and bat that ball down. Get to the quarterback and slap that ball out. Turnovers. We need that. That's how we finish. Quit warming your dinner up and then just leaving it there. Let me put something on the stove. Put it on my plate and walk away. What's the point? Don't you want to finish the meal? All that prep work and you're not finishing? And this is where we got to tap in? This is where we have to tap in. We got to tap in and get to that pivotal point where you're putting all your things together and you get into that quarterback, man. Gone are the days, man. I miss it. When we were getting, 40 plus sacks, 50 sacks, man. We were always a leader amongst the sacks, man. When Pettin was our defensive coordinator, man, we were getting after that ass. Schwartz, we were getting after that ass, man. Jerry Hughes was 10 sacks. Darius, 10 sacks. Yo, those were the days. We just got to get back to it. By the way, shout out to my guy, Jenna Carlson. Welcome to the Bing Squad, Jenna Carlson. Let's go. Let me give you some love. Welcome to the Bing Squad. Bing, biggity, bing. Love your name. So, folks, I'm going to open up the phone lines. We're 51 minutes in. Opening up the phone lines. Y'all want to call in? Y'all want to talk your shit? Y'all want to talk more about finishing? Let me know. By the way, Craig Jefferson. Welcome to the Bing Squad. That's a great name, too. That's my father-in-law's name, man. Craig Jefferson. Is that my father-in-law? It looks like him. Craig Jeffrey, is that you? Craig Jeffrey? CJ? So, remember, finish. And think, you can talk about all the analogies you want. At the end of the day, you don't warm your shit up to just walk away from it. You don't go on date night and do all the good things and romanticize and all that stuff and get it all ready. And right before, I'm going to go to sleep now. You kidding me? Grounds for getting out. Get out. Don't waste my time. It's facts. So, folks, lines are open. Come on in. You can call. If you guys are wondering, how the heck do I call? Because I want to call in and talk to my guy, Rico. And it doesn't have to necessarily be about football. This is the offseason. There's not a whole lot to talk about. People are like, why are we talking about other things? Because there are other things that we can talk about. It can't just be all football all the time. We just beat the damn drum all day. Because I want to get into fantasy talk too. I got three players that I think that you should consider drafting from the Bills. Right? And I'm going to share that. But if you guys want to call in, let me tell you how to call in. First and foremost, if you want to call in and you're not a member, the only way you can call is if you're a member. JoinTheFanatics.com. It's that simple. JoinTheFanatics.com. You can join my friend Craig Jefferson, and you can join my girl Jenna Carlson. Welcome to the Bing Squad, folks. And if you're wondering where this number is, go to the community tab. Go to the community tab, and the number's right there. I put it right there for you. Everything's set up. If y'all want to call, your boy's ready. So, folks, fantasy football talk. It's around the corner, and a lot of y'all be drafting some trash, man. Y'all be drafting like some trash. But you know who isn't trash? Fabian K. What it do, Fabian K? Welcome to the Bing Squad. Bing, biggity, bing. Let's go. Let's go, fam. Appreciate you. Who do you draft from the Bills? Because my problem is I draft too many of them. And I don't even know how I made the playoffs. I had Devin Singletary and Zach Moss as my running back. That was problems for me. That was problems. I almost traded Devin Singletary. Almost. I almost got someone to bite. And they're like, nah, I think I'll pass. Rightfully so, they did pass because Devin Singletary did not have a good year. Now, I'm no fantasy guru, but I love talking fantasy football. And one thing, I'm looking at this Bills roster. I'm like, who? Because not a lot. People are now starting to pay attention to the Bills. Nobody used to pay attention to the Bills back in the day. So we could pick the Bills whenever, and we knew exactly who to pick, and nobody knew about who was who and who was what, and so on and so forth. I got away with picking Tyler Bass as my kicker, and he was fantastic. So that is number one. If you can draft Tyler Bass, do it. Tyler Bass isn't necessary for you to bring on your team. That boy's a point scorer. You got to do it. You got to get Bass. Big mouth Bass. You got to get him. Number one, you must, if you can, even if you have to do it in the first round, Josh Allen. Josh Allen is a fantasy freaking monster. He'll get you rush yards, he'll get you rushing TDs, and he'll light you up. Boy, I had him last year. I don't even know how I didn't get it. I don't know how I didn't win the damn championship. Oh, I know why. Devin Singletary and Zach Moss. And OBJ got hurt. Oh, that killed me. I thought I had a good squad too. Scott Blakely says, wait a minute now. Singletary is going to be good this year. We watched that Dallas game and he was in real form. He coming back this year. I don't know, man. I don't know if I can do that to myself again and grabbing him because I'm very much of a handcuff guy. For those that don't know what handcuffing is when you grab a running back, you grab his backup. Because if that running back goes down, there goes that backup. So I'm thinking, you know what? This is a perfect way to have Zach Moss and Devin Singletary. Devin Singletary is going to get most of the touches, and then he's going to kind of give some touches to Zach Moss, and then we'll see how it goes down. Terrible idea. Never again. Those two. Yo, Tilt Money says handcuffing is a waste of a roster spot. Listen, let me tell you. Let me convince you otherwise. Fine, I will, sir. Let's keep in mind Dallas Cowboys. If you draft Zeke Elliott, you got to draft Tony Pollard. You can't not draft Tony Pollard. Did you not see what Tony Pollard did last year when Zeke Elliott was out? That's why you've got to do it. How many times do we have one roster spot with a useless individual? You don't do anything with him. He's just there, just in case. Well, you might as well put him as the handcuff player. That's the way I look at it. And not only that, you can use them as trade bait. They become trade bait, right? You might have a game where the guy goes off. He goes off. And then you're like, oh, man, Devin Singletary had a huge game. You can use that to your leverage because you know he's probably not going to have a good game next year, next game, and then you slip in your other guy. But it all depends. You've got to do your homework. But I will not say that handcuffing is a waste of a roster spot. The handcuff, you just got to know your stuff. If you know your stuff and you know how it works and how they utilize both guys, handcuffing is huge. You got to handcuff. Look at the Browns, Chubb and Hunt. You can't tell me that you couldn't handcuff both those guys. Handcuff both those guys and you can start them both. Did you see how they utilize those two guys? What? Handcuffing is not a useless position. Shame on you, sir. Did I convince you? Justin Walker. With the lack of depth, I say Allen, Diggs, and Knox. Bass being a close third. Okay, so you're talking about, see, here's another thing. I had Knox as well as my fantasy guy because I thought I was going to outsmart everyone. This is the year Knox comes in and kills the game. That's what I thought. And then Knox was a fucking disappointment. I was like, man, good thing I had TJ Hawkinson, though. Woo! My guy TJ Hawkinson was a beast last year. Beast. But handcuffing, don't sleep on handcuffing, folks. Don't sleep on handcuffings. Okay, here's a good one. Wow, Wayne Gallman had a monster year, man. I almost got a chance to pick up Wayne Gallman. And let me tell you something. Caitlin Blount says, yo, Hunt and Chump for sure. You got to handcuff. If you can handcuff those two guys, you do it. Don't tell me that handcuffing is not important. It is. Because one of those guys go down and they're heavy volume guys and they get a lot of touches. You got to. Now, our offense, shame on me because our offense went straight passing. Pass. It's craziness. So it was one of those situations where I'm like, okay, this isn't going to work out. But it was too late. But nobody saw that coming. I don't care what anybody tells me. That you saw that Allen was going to throw for 45 plus 100 yards. No way. No way, no how. Who the heck is Wayne Gallman? Oh, man, you're not a fantasy player. McMatty. You got to know who Wayne Gallman is. He was the Giants running back. He came on hard. He came on heavy. He was really good. Nick G says, yo, stick to 3 players. 9 times of 10, they break out seriously. Look at the Ridley. Oh, look at Calvin Ridley. Yeah, Ridley's nice. Ridley is nice. I'm not going to lie. But here's the deal, folks. So 3 players that you got to choose. You got to go for the Bills. Josh Allen's number 1. Obviously, Tyler Bass is number 2. You got to grab Tyler Bass. Stephon Diggs is the other one. You got it. If you can find a way to grab those 3 guys, yo, you're laughing. You're laughing. Because he's going to go to Stephon Diggs. You can't just stop Stephon Diggs. You can't. And Emmanuel Sanders being around is going to help him get even more open because you got to respect Emmanuel Sanders. Here's an underrated one. Cole Beasley. Cole Beasley had a monster year for those. Yo, he had just shy of 1,000 yards, man. Cole Beasley had some games. So when it comes to the Bills and choosing these fantasy players and Bills being part of them, you got to go that. I want the running backs to have a good year, but the way this offense is being played and the way that McDermott doesn't want to freaking have the bell cow back, it's hard to pick one of these Bills as a freaking running back in fantasy. I learned my lesson last year. I will not pick any of these running backs for the Bills. I can't. I can't do it. I can't do it. I got to now look other way. I got to look otherwise. But I will not shy away from grabbing, and I'm telling you right now, guys, do not shy away from grabbing Josh Allen first round. Do not shy away. He runs the rock and he passes the rock. You can't shy away from that. Aaron Rodgers, let me tell you, 5 quarterbacks that you can grab in the first round and you don't bat an eye. Josh Allen, Pat Mahomes, Aaron Rodgers. Kyler Murray could be one. Kyler Murray could be one, but he has some moments where he's a dud. And you're like, yo, where is the Kyler Murray that I needed last week that freaking threw for 400 yards and rushed for another 100? Man, fantasy is fun. I'll tell you that right now, man. Fantasy is fun. And speaking of fantasy, I normally just join one league and I'm the commissioner of that league. I might try to hold another fantasy league and do it with like, I don't know, some of the Bing squad members. I don't know. I got to figure something out. Man. And as the commissioner, I don't play games. I'm a tough commissioner. There will be no colluding. I'm on top of that. You will not collude, sir or ma'am. There will be none of that. Hey, I'm going to trade this player for that player. Are you kidding me? Denied. Not happening. Not on my watch. Commissioner B. Not happening. Caitlin Brown says, handcuff Gallman and Daniel Jones isn't a running back. I forgot. Yeah, you can't do that. Can't handcuff the quarterback and the running back. Deshaun Watson, if he's getting, and if he's, man, I don't know what's going on with Deshaun Watson, but like somebody's going to draft Deshaun Watson. Somebody's going to draft Deshaun Watson because you just don't know. So they'll just stash him. And then they'll use him as bait, trade bait. I don't know what they'll do, but somebody's going to draft him. I don't know where they're going to draft him, but we'll see. True to Hearts. Hey, Rico, you should do a Madden fantasy league and base points off Madden. Oh, that'd be kind of fun. I got to have the time for that, but that'd be kind of fun. Don Keith. John, it's pineapple, which makes me laugh. What's pineapple? Oh, that's your safe word. I'm terrible. I knew it. You didn't have to tell me anything. I just knew right away. Look at Don. Don is just up in the chat, huh? Chatting it up with the fellas. Hey, Don. Go ahead, Don. Okay, this is the last. This is the last I'll say on it. Players with standalone value, regardless of the backfield, are not handcuffs. And handcuff is a guy who has no value until the starter gets hurt. I don't necessarily agree with that. Because, like, you have to have value. Yes, you have to have value. You're absolutely right. But to me, you're not wrong, Dave. You know what? You're not even wrong. You're not wrong with that. But where I kind of like, I kind of refute what you're saying is like standalone value, regardless of the backfield, are not handcuffs. To me, no. If you know how this offense rolls or how this offensive coordinator rolls, and he puts both these players in just as much or just a little less than the other, and they have potential and they can really go off. They're just as good as the number one back, but just haven't had enough touches. You take a chance on that handcuff because God forbid something happens to that player. You know that this player is not going to be some trash. He's going to step up and be just as good. Tony Pollard. I rest my case, sir. Rest my case, sir. So, folks, I was just about to say the same damn thing. Nobody's calling in. I guess nobody wants to call in. Y'all know the number, man. And it doesn't have to be, it could be fantasy football chat. You just have a question. You want to know what I had for dinner today. I don't care. It is what it is. We having conversation, baby. It's the off season. Once the season starts, man, it's on, man. You guys already know how it is, man. This is one of the most viewed channels when it comes to post-game freaking analysis on the game. You know I go hard with it, right? So I'm getting prepped up. I'm ready to go. Jason Morgan says, I won the league handcuffing Jackson and Spiller. Oh, back in the day. See, that was legit. That was legit. Those two boys were doing it right there. My point is Chubb and Hunt aren't handcuffs. Okay, you could use either both. You can use either both. One's value isn't really determined by the other. Yeah, I suppose. I mean, yeah, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying because they're both damn good. You can put Hunt on another team and he'll be RB1, if not RB. I mean, if not RB2. So I get what you're saying. But if you can draft both Chubb and Hunt, yo, you're laughing, kid. You're laughing. You are laughing. I will call in, but my dogs are barking like nuts, fighting over the ball. I got you. Say no more. Shout out to my guy Jones Mark. Smash that like, and Rico will tell us what he had for dinner. Rico will tell you what he had to. I'll tell you right now though, because I work the overnights and I'm about to go to work in about a couple hours or so. But the wife and I went to this bomb ass sandwich spot in Ottawa. Bomb. Fresh bread, deadly meats, spicy. It's an Italian spot. You know those Italians, man. The Italians know how to make a damn good sandwich. And I had me a nice spicy sandwich, man. That shit was legit. A big old sandwich, man. I'm talking about like if you guys watch the Cosby Show, when Cosby used to make those damn big old sandwiches like that. Them things were big. Wifey had it. She loved it. Craig Jefferson says, yo, Joe Burrow, bully on the block. Let me tell you something. Do not sleep on the LA Rams quarterback, Matt Stafford. I think Stafford is going to have a freaking monster year. Stafford is going to have a monster year. And if you guys can't get the top dogs at quarterback, Stafford is one guy that I'm going to be eyeballing because you got Robert Woods, you got Cooper Kupp on that squad, Tyler Higbee's on there, Cam Akers. Whew, that offense is going to be something, man. That offense is going to be something. You know what, though? Shoot, I think, Cam Akers, though? I think Cam Akers is going to have a monster year. Let me get into my top 5 running backs. I might as well get into that. Top of the head. Top of the head. I'm not even looking at anything. Cam Akers is top 5. You got to put him in the top 5 running backs this year. Who else are we looking at top 5 running back? I got to look at the list. I got to look at the list so I can go through it. Because we got some backs that are going to be gone early, some too soon. Who are your top 5 running backs this year? Fantasy. We're gonna go through this, man. Because I'm trying to help y'all out. If you guys want to win, listen to your boy Rico. I haven't won fantasy in like 4 years. I need to get my shit back together. I need to get back together. Because he said sticking with, which means because he said sticking with, which means it was a current QB, and that meant Jimmy G and Brady and Garoppolo share a manager. Tannehill, who had just whipped him, and Mitch T, who is now our backup. I just read that, and I have no idea what you're talking about. That's my fault. So your top 5 tilt money goes CMC. We're gonna talk about it. So McCaffrey, Christian McCaffrey, Henry, Aaron Jones. Okay. Dalvin Cook for sure. Chubb, Kamara as my honorable mention. Ooh, I like that list. So your top 3. Christian McCaffrey, Dalvin Cook, Derrick Henry. That's a big one. Don't forget, Saquon Barkley's coming back. So Saquon Barkley's going to have to, he's going to come back with a vengeance. Nick Chubb, Alvin Kamara, ooh, Jonathan Taylor. If you sleep on Jonathan Taylor, don't do it. If I can grab Jonathan Taylor, I'm doing it. You want to know a big mistake that I made? I drafted Justin Jefferson, and I freaking dropped him later on for I don't know who. I get so impatient. I draft ahead of my time. Where I'm like, he's going to be good, but I don't know. And they don't play him. And then he blows up. I was mad. I should have kept him. I swear if I kept him, I would have won the league. I digress. Aaron Jones. I don't see Aaron Jones as a top 5. I don't know about that tilt. And Cam Akers, I feel he's going to be a top 5, top 10. Don't sleep on Cam Akers, man. Yo, wifey is still upset because for Father's Day, I made the kids do a little video on why they love dad and so on and so forth. And they're like, because you're patient and mom's not. And she is still stewing over it. And now she wants to try to get back at me saying, see, you're impatient. Father's Day is over. It's over. You're impatient. You know it. We both know it. Joe Mixon. Ooh, here's another one for you. Sneaky pick. Antonio Gibson. Sneaky pick. Don't sleep on Antonio. Yo, forget about the top 5. Sleeper running backs that you guys should go for, okay? Cam Akers is one of them. Yo, Justin Jefferson, what happened to you? Oh, I missed on Jefferson because of waiver position. I picked him up because nobody knew about him. So I picked him up. And I was like, he's probably not going to play for a while, and I need these guys to play, and then boom. Blows up. Rico, quick question. Who do you got in the finals? LA versus the Bucks. LA versus the Bucks. Yo, what the hell is Atlanta doing over there, man? I don't know how Atlanta made it, but they did. But I do not. You know what? As a Laker guy, you think that I would root for the Clippers because, you know what I mean? Lakers, LA. No, I'm not. I don't want them to win at all. I don't want that. So if anybody's going to win this damn thing, I don't know, man. I don't want to. I'm not feeling Atlanta. I think the Bucks. Yeah, I got to give it to the Bucks, man. I think the Bucks are going to take it. Middleton's playing like a monster. And you know what I'm saying? Greek Freak is playing like a monster too. So we're going to find out what's really good. We're going to find out. We'll see. But I don't want LA. I want no parts of LA in the finals. No thanks. No thank you. No merci. No parts of it. I painted my wife doesn't, she, by the way, I got to give a shout out to Robert Pichicino. Man, I think I'm butchering your name, but I was asking for real estate advice on what I should do to kind of quicken the sale of my house. And he was like, yo, don't do a damn thing. If you're going to do something, and he gave me pointers. And I used your pointers, man, and we seem to be getting some traction. So shout out to Robert Pichicino. He hit me up privately and let me know some pointers. So I appreciate you. Appreciate you, bro. But I think the Bucks actually take it. I think the Bucks will take it. I think it might be their year. I'm disappointed in Brooklyn. Y'all had it, man. But like my man Stephen A said, karma. Karma is a bitch. You got Kyrie Irving just doing some foolery. You got freaking Harden force himself out of freaking out of Houston. And then look at them now. And Kevin Durant is my least liked athlete of all time. Something about that guy I just don't like. I respect his game, but he's like a fake tough guy to me. I can't stand it. I tried to come around on him. I'm like, okay, I don't mind him. But I'm like, then he does things and says things. I'm like, forget about it. Not a fan. Anyway, sleeper picks for running backs. Ready for this? Jonathan Taylor. I don't know if he's a sleeper pick anymore, but Jonathan Taylor, Cam Akers, Antonio Gibson, Najee Harris. Don't sleep on Najee Harris. All right. And let me give you, I got to say DeAndre Swift. Could he have a monster year? Or Miles Sanders? Could Miles Sanders have a monster year? I'm going to go with I'll go out. He's not a sleeper pick, but I was going to say Jacobs. I had Jacobs last year. Jacobs was a monster for me. He did well for me. True to hearts, you know what it is. He did well for me, but there's games where I'm like, oh, I need you to step up, bro. I need you to step up. But he's not a sleeper pick. Everybody knows about him. The last sleeper pick that I'm going to give you guys probably is going to be maybe Travis Etienne. Travis Etienne might be your sleeper pick to really do it up. A.J. Dillon, not sure yet. Kenyon Drake, man, he was a disappointment last year. I thought he was going to do really big things, but he was. And Devin Singletary, what a disappointment. What a disappointment. But I'm telling you right now, man, Cam Akers, your top three. Cam Akers, Gibson as your sleeper, and Najee Harris. Melvin Gordon's going to be splitting time with Javonte Williams, so I don't know about that. Javonte Williams, another sleeper pick. Pay attention to Javonte Williams, man. Pay attention. So if you're going to handcuff, here's a great one. If you're going to handcuff Williams and Melvin Gordon, handcuff those two. You draft Melvin Gordon, you draft freaking Javonte Williams. You handcuff those two. Those are the ones you want to handcuff. And those are your nuggets, Rico. So, folks, that's it for me, man. You guys have been great. You guys have been fantastic. You guys are always graceful enough to give me your ears on these Tuesday nights and these Friday nights. I found myself a new beat, and I like this one. This is my type of stuff, man. It's chill, relax. You know what I'm saying? Big things. But, folks, it's the offseason. If you like more fantasy football talk, let me know. We can do this. I can talk fantasy football all day. Break it down to receivers, to tight ends, to, you know what I mean? We can do that. Big things are coming. We are trying to get to 20,000 subscribers. We are at just shy of 19,200. We're at 19,200 subs, just shy of that. We want to try to get Rico's Nuggets. Oh, no, pineapple. Don't do that. Don't do that to me. We are trying to get to 20,000 subscribers, man. I really appreciate each and every one of you guys supporting the Buffalo Fanatics. I really appreciate you guys supporting Rico. I'm talking to the third person. I don't know why. I really appreciate you guys supporting me and the crew. We put a lot of work into this, and I think that it's one of those things where we are going to put everything right back into it because of the love you guys always show. So, folks, enjoy the rest of your night. Be kind to everyone another. Don't be dicks. It takes too much energy to be a dick, man. Just be nice, man. Be cool. You never know what difference you'll make in someone's life. That one compliment you can make for someone can change the rest of their week. I really mean that. And if you want Rico's Nuggets, you got to finish. We talked about that, man. If you guys learn anything this week, Rico showed you and taught you how to finish. Or I'm encouraging you to finish. Don't leave the job half done. Finish all the way through. You guys know what I'm talking about. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's it for me. Have yourself a great night. And until next time, it's your boy. And I'm gone.